We have the mask! Now nothing will go wrong! No! Hello everyone and welcome back to the Recap Review. Today we're here to look over everything from 2006. 2006, approximately 23 sets were released. 24 if you're counting Vezan and Kardaz, and 25 if you're counting Gold Good Guy, aka Tragali Khan. The latter two are not shown here, everything else is. 2006 was an incredibly interesting and slightly controversial year. It's arguable that 2004 and 2005 started the trend where Bionicle took itself a little more seriously and started presenting us with a little, what some would say would be a darker story. 2006 was evident to be just that, a more serious story that took itself quite almost literal. 2006, the story starts off with Matanui dying. That's just cheery. And as such, the Toa Nuva go over to the mythical never once before heard of island of Voyanui, right after getting to Metronui, in order to find the mythical, also never once before heard of, Mask of Life. After getting to Voyanui, they are promptly beaten to tar by the Paraka. Being captured, not knowing what to do, the new Toanika, at the time Matoran, set out on a quest to save their icons. In the process, they lose their masks, including Tragali Khan's cherished How, and become hideous, deformed Toanika. Okay, maybe that last bit was a little bit too biased, but anyway, they became the Toanika. They fought the Paraka, they fought Brutaka, they fought pretty much everyone on the island except for Axon, and finally got the Mask of Life in the end. And then promptly lost it into the ocean to where we would get our next environmental setting, the ocean. And so that basically sums up 2006. 2006 was definitely darker. You can tell even just by looking at the sets. Gone are the brighter colors of Mata, green, blue, and red. Granted, that started in 2004 anyway. And now we have villains with bright, large, glow-in-the-dark teeth. Lots of spines, lots of fins and claws, and then heroes with almost the exact same thing. It was definitely a peculiar year, full of twists, turns, and mangled Matoran, but a lot of people really enjoyed it. A lot of people started getting into Bionicle in 2006, with its promotional campaign of Free to Ban by the All-American Rejects. So obviously it was doing something right at the time. It introduced us to a lot of really interesting new features. Blasters which shot spheres, glow-in-the-dark teeth, light-up eyes, and light-up weapons. Including something particularly special, the Anika and the Paraka builds. Now, those are incredibly controversial, and that's another topic for another time. But for now, we can all appreciate the fact that while we were enjoying 2006, these builds were incredibly new, incredibly cool, and incredibly creative. It allowed us a lot of new possibilities that the Mata build, for instance, did not allow. And it would allow for many more in the future. But that's a topic for another time. Right now, we're going to quickly skip all this and go over to the collectibles of that year, the Zamor Spheres. And here we have 3 Zamor Spheres. Now, obviously they are in different colors than the ones we're probably used to. The light greens, the blues, and the oranges. But these came from a particular collectible pack I'm going to get to in a second. First, a little bit of story background. Zamor spheres are, obviously, spheres that are normally transparent in nature and made of a particular type of crystal. Now, this crystal will contain all sorts of different things, liquids, gases, and energies. Once a Zamor sphere hits a target, it will phase through the target, or phase into, what have you, and release the contents. Because these are transparent, their color directly is related to what's in them. Now obviously there are a lot of different types of powers. We have the light green ones that the Praca used, and those were antidermis. We have the multicolored ones that the BIONICLE used, and that was protodermis to counteract the antidermis. Then there were a bunch of off ones that I'm not going to get into except for these three. Gold is a power siphon. Silver, oh boy, here we go. Silver, don't do it, Eljay, don't do it. Okay, no, let's go with gunmetal. Gunmetal, I always get my silvers and my gunmetals. One of them binds a target to the next nearest living thing with a chain of energy, similar to a Ninja Ghost Blaster. The other one makes a target trackable with an invisible tracker. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I can't remember which of these silvers is which. I'm going to go out on a limb and say silver is the chain and gunmetal is the tracker. Go look that up on Bionicle Sector 01. Clarify. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I probably am. With that out of the way, where did these come from? Let's talk a little bit about the quantity of Zamor spheres in certain sets. Now, I have mentioned in the past that 4 Zamor spheres came with the BIONICLE and only 2 came with the Praca. Multiple people have informed me, thankfully, that that is wrong. It was 4 for both types of sets. There were 4 Zamor spheres that came with the Praca and 4 that came with the BIONICLE. Now, these specific colors came in a Zamor collectible pack. There were 10 in a pack, and they came in a 3-3-4 color system. Be 3 of, say, silver, 3 of gunmetal, and then 4 of gold. So that was the pattern. Now, obviously, I don't remember exactly how much these packs were at the time, but if you were lucky, you could get a lot of different colors. So that was kind of neat to see. The unfortunate thing is these were the only collectibles in 2006, and there are only 3 colors. So you're better off getting a lot more variety of color from the actual canister sets. Now later on in later years in different LEGO sets, we'd get these in much different colors anyway. Solid light blues, light greens, and light reds. But in 2006, this is what we got. This is a Zamor launcher. Very simple construction. You guys know how to use it. Push here, sphere flies out, but I will demonstrate real quickly. Take Zamor, place it in, and launch. Has a lot of firepower. So all in all, very neat blaster, very neat collectible. Not the most exciting thing in the world, but definitely innovative for us at the time. The pros of this are you get a really cool function and it works very well. The cons, it's very easy to lose these Zamor spheres, and some believe that these are very gimmicky types of items. They detract primarily from functions. So those are the pros and the cons that I remember right now. But either way, those are the Zamor spheres and the Zamor launcher. So let's go back to the 2006 sets for my final thoughts. With that said, 2006 was an incredibly interesting year. It was the start of a new trilogy, the Ignition trilogy, which would continue on until 2008. It was incredibly gripping. The books, as always, were exciting. Definitely recommend Power Play. That was a good one. And the new builds were, as always, really cool. The Praca were new, the BIONICLE were new. 2006 gave us arguably one of the best Titans we have ever and possibly will ever get. It's Praca, by the way. So with that, I think that pretty much wraps up all of 2006. I've said all that I possibly can say. However, if you feel there's something I've missed, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching all these. I'm going to take another short break in order to get the rest of the 2007 sets so I can start dishing those reviews out for you guys. Thank you all very much for watching. If there's anything I failed to mention or you feel I missed, please let me know either in the comments or on the TTV message boards. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in Mari Nui. Farewell.